And boom, we are live. What's going on, guys? Welcome in. Take a seat and get comfortable. Hope you're all having an absolutely splendid day today. It's great to see you all. Hope you're all keeping safe and well. So, on today's video, we're going to be checking out a band called Mortem, Obscuram, and specifically, we're going to be checking out a track that they released called In the Absence of Light, which came out October 19th, 2022. I'm quite far behind with this band. Let me break it down for you exactly why I'm so far behind. So, what I did recently was I lost my vape. No, what I did recently, got it right here. I decided to go for the most macho vape that you can find. You know what I mean? It's, very nice and manly. You know. So, I decided to have a look back through all of the reaction videos I've done over the years and all of the bands that I've featured on my Instagram channel. RDG Promotions is my Instagram channel name, by the way. If you like what I do here, go follow me on Instagram. I do post like minute-long clips of various different bands I like, because I can't react to everything. There's just too much cool shit. But I post minute-long clips of cool bands that I think you guys would really like on my story. Try and get that done about 4, maybe 5 days a week. And I also put up a bunch of like stupid videos, and like, if you message me there, I'm like, super responsive. I'll get back to you, so on and so forth. If you like what I do here, you'll like what I do on Instagram as well. So RDG Promotions. But anyway, so I went back through my YouTube, went back through my Instagram for like, shout out videos and all that type of stuff, just to see if there was any bands that have kind of like slipped through the cracks, and I ended up coming up with like 50 bands or something like that. Like really, really good bands that when I listened to their music, I remembered them. Most of the time I remembered them. But I realized that because I've got a really terrible memory and I'm just incapable of writing anything down, not anymore, I've changed my ways. Old dogs can learn new tricks. And also because, you can't really trust social media algorithms to keep you up to date with everything that's going on. Because I just kind of stupidly thought, I'm just going to follow Mortem Obscuram. And then when they release new stuff, it'll just pop straight up on my feed and I'll see it. That's just not how it works. So a lot of bands slip through the cracks, and Mortem Obscuram were one of those bands. And that's and the most recent, the thing that they dropped recently, In the Absence of Light, the track that we're going to be checking out, that actually came out 7 months ago. Now, I'm fairly sure that these guys are working on a new album. Let me see. We are happy. We are happy. Album 2 is officially complete. Its stems have been finalized and sent off for mix and mastering. Pre-order details will be announced very, very soon. So these guys have got some new stuff coming. So that's very, very exciting. Because these guys are fucking fantastic. Really, really good. So where was I going with that? So the one time that I've had them on the channel, I reacted to one of their songs called A Fallen Kingdom. That was June 3rd, 2021. We're going to check out that track actually just to kind of get everyone in the mood. But what I like to do when I'm reacting to a band, even if it's a band that I've heard before, I like to just take some notes or add to existing notes, as the case sometimes is. Go back through some of their back catalogue, just so I've got some stuff to say and see how, like, and also it's just really fucking cool. Just I love this music. It never really feels like work. So Mortem Obscuram 2021, Eradication of the Human Endeavour. So death metal, definitely a death metal band. They've got some funky ass genre names for them on the Fallen Kingdom, which came out May 23rd, 2021. Orchestral Slam and Tech Death. There's elements of orchestral stuff, there's some slam in there, there's some technical death metal stuff. I mean, I don't know if I would necessarily call them that, but I think they're definitely an unusual band, so I like the fact that they've put down like an unusual thing. They've not just called themselves death metal or progressive death metal or something like that. But so they're death metal. Very, very strong fantasy vibes, kind of like God's Farm style fantasy vibes. The guy has got an an amazing vocalist, but there's kind of like narration style, like you'll hear them in the track. I'll do he'll do a much better job of like showing you what I'm talking about rather than me just trying to like just kind of like tell you. But amazing fantasy vibes, amazing narration style vocals, but not talking, just as kind of like everything this guy says sounds like a call to arms. I just want to paint my face blue and just charge over the border or something. It's like just really, really like it gets you going. Amazing mix. Some deathcore sections, but not enough to be like a deathcore band. But there's some definite kind of like rhythmic, kind of like screamy, spitty style stuff. You know, it's a little bit deathcore, but not massively. Let me just bring this down a little bit. Really unpredictable Scottish weather, so it gets bright, it gets dark, so on and so forth. Okay, let's just bring that down a little bit. Just an unusual atmosphere. I can't really describe it in terms of, so is it like depressive like black metal? Is it uplifting like fantasy? It's just an unusual vibe to go along with an unusual album. Really fucking great album, but very unusual. Not heard anything quite like it. I've also just written epic, far-reaching. I mean, it gets fucking vast, experimental, just massive, and some ridiculously good fucking guitar work as well, and not just technical. It's very technical. You get the kind of dueling solos and stuff like that, like not just that, but also just, I don't know if they're using different plugins, different effects pedals, different scales, different tunings. I don't know what they're doing, but holy shit, fucking fantastic. A great album. So then they released a track called The Unsung Monarch. Same type of thing. If you like what they did before, you'll like this. Less narration style vocals, which for me personally was a little bit disappointing. Not saying it was a bad thing, it's more just a style choice. And I'll let you guys listen to what I mean by narration vocals. And then they released a track called Manifesting Impurity. Same again, if you like what they've done previously. I did also write Fretless Bass. Go listen to that track. It sounds to me like some of the bass is fretless and some of it isn't, so I'm not sure if I'm not sure if the bass player just like used a plugin to make his bass sound like it was fretless, but it had that very like, which usually I'm not really the biggest fan of. It's super difficult to play a fretless bass, but I don't usually think that kind of like tone works very well with this type of music. Not the case here. Really, really fucking good. I kind of want to play that just for the fretless bass, but we're not going to do that. But go check that track out. Let me know in the comments, is that a fretless bass? Because it sounds super fucking fretless. So yeah, let's get into it a little bit. So this is a track called A Fallen Kingdom, which I'm fairly sure comes off of Eradication of the Human Endeavor. Yes, it's the first track, so this is a particularly epic place to start. But yeah, let's get into it, just so you guys have, because you guys might have not heard these guys before. So I said guys about a million times there. Right, okay, let's go. A Fallen Kingdom. I mean, come on. Just going to linger here a little bit. There was a very, very prominent deathcore section here, or what sounded like deathcore anyway. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. Just the way the vocals were layered and the kind of like delivery and like the tempo on them, it was like very deathcore. They throw in little parts like that. I don't know if I don't know if the band are consciously going, let's do a deathcore section, but at times it veers into it. But just the fantasy elements there, and just the mix, and just love it. So. Let's get into it. So this is a new track for me anyway, but this is actually 7 months old. But it looks like they're actually releasing a second album, and hopefully they put a single out or a couple of singles out. Check that out, see what they're about, and then probably do a reaction to the new album. We'll have to see how it goes, obviously, because this one's about 7 months late, but it is what it is. Okay, let's go. Mortem obscuram. In the absence of light. Let's go. Okay. Well, if that's not a fretless bass, or a fretless bass effect, then I don't know. That's got to be fretless bass. It's got to be. That was fucking amazing. There's such... So I'm bummed that I forgot that these guys even existed, but I'm so happy that I'm now back into them, and doubly happy that they're releasing a new album. It's just so many cool bits in that. Right, let's just start the song. Let's start the song again. Let's just listen to the intro. That's some serious piano playing. I don't care if that's fully digitalized or if that's actually a dude that's playing that. Regardless, sounds fucking awesome. Just so unusual. It starts a little. It just with just like the really technical piano playing with the orchestra, and then with the kind of like just they're high screams, but they've got a very black metal vibe to them. So interesting, man. So interesting. So unique, dude. I was just having a look through the comment sections here, and someone said, holy moly shit, a little more bass and it would be Beyond Creation. Beyond Creation are a technical death metal band that use heavy amounts of fretless bass. I don't mind Beyond Creation. I don't actually know if they're still releasing music or not. They've got a really popular song on YouTube. Let me just take a second just to I can point you guys in the right direction. Omnipresent Perception. That actually came out 10 years ago, but that's got like 5.7 million views. They've got some stuff on like Seasons of Mist as well. New release. I don't know. I don't know if they're still making music now. Actually, I've got absolutely no idea. Yeah, they released something 3 years ago, so hopefully they're still going. But very. I don't know much about fretless bass, but the bass tone is almost identical to Beyond Creation. I'm not the biggest fan of them, to be honest. There's nothing fundamentally wrong with them, but they're kind of one of those technical death metal bands for me that they're just maybe a little bit too busy being technical and less, and they kind of forget to be memorable. I like present perception. Like, I do, but I'm finding it quite hard to actually recall the song. And I've heard it a bunch of times just because I've played people the bass sound many times. But not standing out isn't a problem for Mortem Obscurum. It's just a very, very unique sound. And I like that the bass wasn't too high in the mix. That's probably one of the problems with Beyond Creation, that the fretless bass is so loud that it kind of drowns everything out, and it makes otherwise menacing music feel slightly silly, but not the case with these guys. So let's go to another bit that I got here. 2 minutes. 2 minutes in. Just so cool, man. So cool. Just heavy, but just a different type of heavy. Not just like really slow and chuggy or down-tuned or anything like that. And it still sounds menacing when it has to. But I don't know. Maybe he's playing the fretless bass in a different way. But it sounds it's some parts it sounds very prominent, and at other parts it sounds kind of just like a standard tone. So I don't know if he's got like a bunch of different plugins or like effects pedals when they're playing live, or even if these guys play live, I've got no idea. But it sounds, they're not like too in your face with the fretless bass, but it works. It works. I really like it, and I'm not even. This is coming from a guy that doesn't even really like that sound very much, you know. So we got another part here, 2:55. Yeah, they do those long sections as well where there aren't actually any vocals at all, which is a very kind of progressive / techie death metal thing to do, where the vocalist kind of just sits back and usually does some kind of like a guitar solo or something like that. They've got a very they've got a very progressive vibe to them, but they're definitely a lot heavier and a lot more menacing than a lot of progressive death metal that I've heard. They call themselves technical melodic death metal. I'm totally fine with that. That works. Yeah, super unique. And this last part that I want to get to is this high note, which sounds very 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 much like a black metal band called Cradle of Filth. That's interesting. That's very interesting. I don't think that's a note. That's not. I don't think there's any distortion on that. I don't think that's just like a very high scream that's been like pitch shifted or distorted like in the mix or something. I think that's actually just it's actually that sounds like a black metal shriek to me. And there's just and like all the vocals that follow beforehand, there's no indication that that's coming at all. You couldn't listen to this. So he goes like low, like so lows, and then he goes to more like kind of like false chord, kind of more like, you know, you can hear the words a little bit better. Now that I listened to it, that actually slightly reminded me of a little bit of the high note from Angel of Death as well. I don't know what is it. That kind of reminds me of Danny Filth from Cradle of Filth. Kind of reminds me of Angel of Death by Slayer. Fucking awesome. Fucking awesome. I love me a curveball. So... God, it's gotten really bright in here again. Fuck it, doesn't matter. You know who I am. That was fucking amazing. That was so cool. Just the songwriting, the way it sounded. The mix was fantastic. Putting fretless bass in there is fucking awesome. Love that shit. That's so cool. Great variety on the vocals. Loved the guitars, loved the drums, loved the orchestra bits. There was a couple of moments where there was some like what sounded like cello in the background, which could have just been turned up just a little bit. It was a little bit faint, but not in a big way to ruin the song. Just fantastic. I cannot fucking wait for their new album, dude. It's so exciting. Fretless bass in heavier music. I am all for it. Love it. Loved everything about that. Yeah, really fucking good. Yeah, just 7 months too late, unfortunately, but it is what it is. So, as per usual, if you scroll down, you'll find links to the song that we just heard on Slam Worldwide. You'll also find links to the band's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, whatever else they've got. You'll find links to where you can buy some merch if they have any. All bands have got merch. Pretty much all bands have got merch without exception. You'll also find links to Spotify, Apple Music, blah blah blah, where you can stream all their stuff. Please remember to scroll down, click on every single one of those links, follow them on all their social medias. Leave them a comment, let them know how much of a good job they're doing, hype up the new album, maybe go and pre-order some stuff, maybe buy some merchandise. I know times are tough, things are really expensive and stuff, but if you want to support this band, go buy some merchandise, go pre-order some of their, pre-order when they're, when they make the announcement. Just do whatever you can to support, because that's a very unique sound. That's a very, 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 very fucking unique sound. And more fretless bass. Bring it on. Yeah, bring it on. Love it. Yeah, most of the time it doesn't work for me. Most of the time it just sounds silly. It just fretless bass just sounds too at odds with like brutal music. Even just not even super brutal, just heavier music. It just sounds out of place and it just makes the song sound kind of silly. Not the case there at all. I could be here all day talking about that. I thought that was absolutely fucking fantastic. One more time, Mortem obscuram, in the absence of light. Let's not leave it so long, and that's me talking to myself, obviously. I'm not going to leave it so long until we get these guys back on the channel. Third time, Mortem obscuram, in the absence of light. Absolutely fucking loved that. Bring on the fretless bass. Thank you very much, guys. Love you all very much, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.